Hey guys, welcome back. Hope you had a good day in the market. January 25th. It's a Tuesday. Look at that SPY. Lots of volatility today. Not quite like yesterday. We're gonna go over that. Sub up, like up, comment down. Happy Money sticks around. We have a Twitter you can follow us on at Happy Money YT. And we also have a Discord server you can get on. There it is, Happy Money YT. And our Discord's in the description. I post all the plays I make in there, so do a lot of the people. Welcome to join. SPY did this kind of rally into close. We've got about 30 minutes left. Looks like it's coming back down to VWAP though now. Kind of a big range again. Smaller than yesterday, but still pretty large. Volume's up still pretty good. Not like yesterday's, but 127 million so far. Looks like it's consolidating and probably going to rally, I'm assuming, tomorrow with Powell. Maybe just before in anticipation, or maybe not until he actually speaks. He has the keys. It's possible he makes it dump. I don't think that will happen though. That might happen towards the end of the week, after people actually think, oh wow, that's pretty bad. Or, oh shoot, there's still crazy inflation and store shelves are empty and people aren't working, and you know, all that stuff after people sleep it off, after they hear Powell's sweet nothings whispered in their ears. That comes out in the market maybe a couple days later. So tomorrow possibly rip. Thursday, Friday maybe dump on that. I mean, it's way oversold still, the SPY. So, but there hasn't been any reason for it to really rally yet. That's why we're waiting on Powell. TA wise though, hourly does look bullish. We've got green over the 9, bullish MACD. Is this? Yeah. So it looks like it's kind of, I mean, it looks like it's grinding up. When you have a daily chart looks so bearish, it takes a lot of momentum to swing it the other way. I did get, I had bullish plays on SPY and Tesla. I closed them this morning for a small gain, and then I reopened them. So I closed them somewhere around here. They're still up like 30%, and then I reopened them, I don't know, further in the day. I wasn't sure if they were just gonna sell off, so I wanted to get out of them, but they were still up somehow. And same with Tesla real quick. I could have just held through, but yeah, I didn't want to risk it. Tesla has earnings, I think tomorrow after close. So we have a bullish play on Tesla also. And everything just sold off in the last few minutes. I actually was napping. It's been a long time since I've been able to nap when GME's trading. And that's how you know it's a pretty boring day. But yeah, it looks good. It's kind of wanting, let's see, we had a double bottom forming or RSI divergence, but it looks like it's not going to pan out. That would be, so if today rallied up a little bit, that'd pull the RSI up some, then you'd have two inverse peaks, I guess, down here, two troughs. Then you'd have a lower low and a higher low, but I don't think that's going to happen. I don't know, could. We have 30 minutes left. It looks like it wants to build a floor, especially with the RSI. And it's so oversold that I'm not expecting it to really open and close much lower. Like, we might get these volatility wicks. I don't even think we'll get that necessarily to a lower downside, but I guess if Powell does say something very bearish, or I don't know, if the market reacts to Powell bearish, then I suppose we could get another volatility down there. But it's so oversold. Did have a nice little rally here. That was kind of, I guess, with SPY though, towards the end of the day. Sort of. Maybe that was some FTD covering. I don't know. All this shorting in here, maybe they're executing the trades over here and rallying it back up to just put us back to basically even by the end of the day. All right, here are the option trades. I bought 2 more 510s. Yep, because I'm a genius. This dip and all of this, it is different. So I am bullish and hopeful that this is the final dip before the squeeze. And so that's why I have a few basically short squeeze calls. That being said, so market correction and SPY coming, or GME coming down with it, and basically getting GME to its lowest point where there's too much buying pressure where they just absolutely cannot short any lower. That's when they'll either start covering, start closing, or institutional maybe jump in. And I think we're still in the cycle of the pre-earnings rally, which I looked at it, and it's typically around a month before earnings starts where we get to rally. Hasn't always been exactly a month, but it's usually around a month. That's 323, 223. So that one's just about a month. This one was 6.9. Yeah, that one's a little less than a month. This one's like 2 weeks, I think. So this would put it out into later February, like late February. 9.8 to 8.24. Sounds like, I don't know, a week. This one, it just dumped long before it, so they kind of, they're shaking up the algorithm. They're doing stuff a little different, which was strange on this one. But yeah, basically this rally started in 8/11, so that was basically about a month. E-Trade has their earnings on March this day, and I think that's just because it's historical. I don't think they've announced. I think they always have to announce their earnings when it's coming out. It'll probably be somewhere around here, we can expect. And if that were the case, if you went back in a month, it'd be 220 or so. February 20 when they'd start, when there'd kind of be a bottom and start rallying. That would also, if we started rallying 220, that would also coincide if we're just looking at TA and we're looking at momentum. Because every time before we rallied, we kind of had this bottom where we double bottom, kind of retested it and then ripped. Bottom, retested it. So this looks like we're more in this phase where it's a stretched out longer drop. Also because it's maybe more days between these earnings, it looks like. As well as us breaking lows on that. That was kind of like here, even though this is much more violent. This is with a market crash though. But even here, so it came down bottom, retested a little higher, and then ripped. Did it here, kind of, if you put it from back there, tested it 3 times on this one before rally. So if we're waiting for all of that momentum and the retesting and all of that, then the month, the pre-month before earnings run up could still be valid. I know Pickle's pretty hyped on FTD dates, and so in between there, before there, maybe we could get some spikes. Maybe that will be our momentum switch or flip. Yeah, but I mean, what all I have to look at is kind of historically what we've done. But if this is the final dip before the squeeze, then I don't necessarily think it'll play out like, oh, we start rallying a month before earnings. However, if we do, and our peak is basically right before or on earnings, like it sometimes has been. So this one, we were at that elevated price right at earnings. This one, literally the next day. We hit our peak, and the next day was earnings dump. Typically, companies announce things around earnings, one thing being their earnings. And I think one catalyst for the squeeze is basically positive guidance, forward outlook for the company, NFT marketplace, NFT dividend, certainly, maybe positive EPS or, crazy revenue. Whatever it is that gets institutions, hedge funds, just big money to go long on it because they see a fundamental value play. If that happens, and that's all the good earnings, Ryan Cohen speaks, whatever, just good bullish stuff that would basically pull money into it, and we're already at this elevated price, then I think we could squeeze from there. So earnings has always dumped it, but that's because we haven't had any good earnings. And when I mean good earnings, I mean they've given us no guidance. They've been hush-hush for a year. So once I say what the heck is going on, I'm anticipating it being bullish. And if we're already at a state up here, margins are going to be very thin on a huge short position. Once we're elevated, if 250, 350, the higher it goes, basically, the thinner their margins are on it. That being said, we might not be waiting for that. because this is looking very similar to Volkswagen's setup, just on a more stretched out time frame. Volkswagen had about a 3-day drop, I think, with the most violent drop time frame in the 2008 market crash. And once SPY settled down, Volkswagen was at its low. That was literally like the next day after the few days, it started its squeeze for 2 days up, I think, 2-3 days up. So if it plays out like that, then I feel like that's all accelerated, but maybe not. Maybe this market crash, I mean, I don't think it's going to be over in a day or two. I think looks like we're going to consolidate, probably bounce, maybe even bounce high, maybe back up to 470 or something, and then a big move down, a big proper part of the correction. And then maybe that's the low that it will bring GME. If it's stretched out that low on GME, it could be past this support right now. So maybe a little bounce in the meantime, and then way down low. I don't know. There's all these different speculations going on in my head. How I played it in the past was always momentum, and that's worked out pretty well. This time I'm getting a little bit hypey on other stuff, which kind of sucks, but makes me excited because it's fun to be hyped. But I don't know. I mean, as far as momentum, we're not there yet, and it'll be a bit. But there's always this February that's in my head, because it could always be like this. And with that was on the hourly chart that it flipped bullish, and that we've been bullish on the hourly since, well, we were bullish on the 21st, and then it flipped bearish. And now it's back to bullish. So the shorter time frame is going to flip back and forth, but now we're back to bullish MACD, green over the 9. This is all the indicators I had back in February when we rallied. However, that was after days of it just being flat. So we've been in a downtrend. We have lower highs, lower lows. I don't really expect to continue, actually. Now that I'm looking at it, this is an inverse head and shoulders. There's the head, shoulder, shoulder, or shoulder with that wick shoulder. So I think we will probably rally. How much, how soon, I don't know. But I'm guessing the SPY is going to be going with it. That will be probably tomorrow, at the very least. So it's all a discount to me at this point. But anyways, yeah, 510 calls. Here's that SPY debit spread I closed, Tesla debit spread I closed, SPY debit spread I opened, Tesla debit spread I opened. I got Microsoft, a bearish play on Microsoft. I'm kind of just trying to get bearish exposure to any earnings right now, and earnings is after hours on Microsoft. Any of the tech ones, not to say this one's way overvalued like Netflix that sold off, or Tesla, but it has held up better, and maybe for good reasons. This I guess, I don't know, maybe this be considered a value play. It has a dividend and stuff, but I want exposure to the downside, even though it's way oversold. We'll see. Yeah, got that. And this Tesla and SPY that opened back up, wow, they're barely green. So the Tesla one's a little more aggressive. They're so expensive that I have to get further out the money or a tighter strike, and that just makes them more aggressive. So I need this thing to kind of start ripping. So we'll see on that. That's break even. The Tesla one, or SPY, looks like it's come up a little bit, so it's doing better. But this kind of the price target, 450 by Friday. I don't know if I'll sell it. We'll see. I mean, JPOW's tomorrow. We're gonna watch it on Discord. Join us on there, please, and come join the party. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for the thumbs up. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a good afternoon. Peace out.